Lots of breaking news. 3 people were shot and killed overnight at an apartment complex in Gwinnett County's unincorporated Snellville.
Atlanta News First Don Shipman in the First Alert breaking news tracker. And Don, you just arrived there on scene. What are you hearing?
So I'm hearing that there was also a 4th victim, that person expected to survive in the hospital at this hour. This is still a very active scene. I want you to take a look because that building right there is where it all went down. You can see the garage is still open and I can see investigators inside there as well. The shooting happening inside that building. This is the views at Jacks Creek apartment complex. Police responded shortly after 1 o'clock this morning. This is 2300 Country Walk. This is just off of Stone Mountain Highway. Police say that the 911 caller said that a man was trying to get into her apartment. By the time police got here, they found 2 men dead, including the suspected shooter, as well as 2 female victims suffering from gunshot wounds. Police say one of those victims died on the way to the hospital.
He was in some type of relationship with the female that survived the shooting. So the investigation is still ongoing.
So that 4th person shot is expected to be okay. Police say that woman was believed to be in a relationship with the suspected gunman. They say that there's no indication at this point that there was an exchange of gunfire, so they suspect that the suspected gunman took his own life. An infant was also in the apartment at the time of the shooting. Thankfully, that child is okay, not injured. And again, this is still a very fresh investigation. 3 people killed. The names of the victims have not been released at this time. We're live here in unincorporated Snellville in Gwinnett County. Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.